Hello veg lovers and welcome to June in the garden. The garden is looking pretty good at the moment. There are problems with it. There are some things that haven't gone very well and there are other things that seem to be doing reasonably well. Now this is probably going to be the last video before harvesting some of the foods in the garden. So I just wanted to show you now how things are growing and what things I've put in since I last did a video. But first, I'm up the top here on the patio, and I've just seen something that's not particularly nice in the herb bed. I don't know how that's happened. I don't know whether a cat's got in the garden or something, but I've got a dead animal in with my herbs. Looks like a rat or something. Looks like it's been here a little while though. I don't know why I hadn't noticed it. I don't know whether I should show you this, but if you're a bit squeamish, don't look. Not very nice to see in your garden. But that aside, the herbs look well. Now look, the strawberries have started. Unfortunately, pigeons have been eating these strawberries. I should have covered them really, but I mean, look at that beauty. That's almost ripe. In fact, I think that might be good enough to eat. The other herbs have grown on well. The sage is looking particularly well. Coriander not so much. We have taken some off that, but it's not looking particularly happy. If I can find my way through the blueberry bush, and we can see that pumpkin is growing, so that's good. The little strawberry pot down the bottom there. Fennel has got way out of hand, probably needs a bit of a trim. And raspberries, the raspberry bush, as you can see, has got raspberries on it that will start to ripen at some stage. Apple tree, of course, is full of apples, which is nice to see. And I've planted some beans. Now these are kidney beans I've planted in this. I was going to put these in the potatoes, but I wanted them in now really. So I've just put them in this small sort of fabric tub, as you would say. And hopefully they'll be alright there. We'll see how they go. They're growing well. They should not need staking, these ones. I think they should be the short variety, I hope, but you know what packets are like. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Nasturtiums doing well, and the little aubergines are just starting to grow a bit now. Obviously the onions and garlic are huge. They'll probably be one of the first things that I harvest in the next few weeks. A couple of them have got scapes on them in the onions, which I've taken off, and hopefully we won't get too many of those before they're ready. I can see another one now that probably needs coming off as well. Look at the rain that we've had recently has really brought things on. As you can see, the sugarsnap peas are now flowering, so it won't be long before we get those. Courgette over there is growing, and as we can see down here, the spring onions are doing reasonably well. I might have to plant some more of those. They are coming through. There's quite a few coming through, so I'm really pleased with those. Potatoes, they don't seem to be doing anything different than they were a few weeks ago, but I don't know why these middle ones don't seem to be doing as well as the others. I mean, those should be ready first, and those should be next, and those should be last, but it doesn't look that way at the moment. Oh, the gunner over there by the pond, that's got really nice leaf this year. I can see obviously some cleavers that need removing from there as well, and it's nice to see the blueberry bushes are doing really well. Should be next year, should be good for those. Nothing happened with the beetroots, absolutely nothing, so that's just an empty bed, which I'll probably put some little salad leaves in, which I've got growing upstairs at the moment. Now the spinach, the perpetual spinach, has obviously been eaten by leaf miners. I should really remove them and cover them. I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. I might just remove them and put something else in there. Everything else has gone a bit wild over here. The rhubarb, the oregano is doing well, and the sorrel that is obviously there from self-seeding from a while ago. They're doing well. As you can see, I did put tomatoes out. Thankfully, even though we did have a bit of cold nights, seems to be fine. I've got another courgette here, that seems to be growing, and another tomato. Well, there were two actually. One looks slightly better than the other. I think this is the coralic. I'm not quite sure now. I can't remember. I should have labelled. But I took the labels out. I think it's a coralic. And that one is the green zebra, which I'm not so sure how that's doing, but we'll see, because it is obviously a different colour from that one. In the cold frame we have, those were new celery that I planted ready to go into the garden. They still grow pretty rapidly as well. I brought them out here because remember I showed you the other ones, I thought they were dead or dying. Well, actually they aren't at the moment, so I took off the dead leaves off the other ones, which I'll show you in a bit. Now they've come. The peppers still pretty tiny because it isn't exactly that hot anymore, but they're holding their own, they're growing. And I planted out here some more beans. And these are black beans. These are the ones that have got the very tall frame for them. And the one next to them are French beans, the Necker Gold variety. Now both these I did differently. The black beans I just put seed in and they've grown from the seed in the pot. And the Necker Gold I started off upstairs and put in there. But I didn't actually harden them off, I just put them straight in the pot. And they seem to have done fine without hardening off. And over in, I've put the cover on this little frame here, and I've got another tomato in there, which I think is the other green zebra. And I put a cucumber in there. I'm not sure how that'll do, but you know, one of the leaves looks, well, the bottom leaves look like they're dying, but it looks like there's new growth on it, so hopeful. I also put in here, I put a little tumbling tom in the corner here of this bed, mainly because it was left over and I don't like getting rid of things that I've grown, so I put that in there. Here I've got little leeks that I put in. They're only little leeks. I got rid of the carrots because there's only about 4 or 5 actually growing, and they were a waste of time, so I took those out. I don't know whether the leeks will do very well here at all, but again we'll see. If not, I'll plant something else into place. Now the broad beans, they're flowering, they're growing well. Thankfully I've not yet been attacked by black fly, which I know can be a problem for broad beans, but at the moment the new growth and everything seems to be fine. Now we go past this wonderful big fern that's in the path. We've got here, this is another cane raspberries. They're starting to grow. Oh, we've even got a little couple of raspberry growing on them. That's quite good. I don't want them to get too tall, but it's nice that we've got some. And over here, as we can see, we've got the gooseberry that carried on growing even though you cut it down, and the black currants. I've got lots of currants on them. Hopefully for this first year it's nice to see a few, and maybe they'll develop next year into something bigger. My plum is absolutely covered with aphids again. I've tried my best to get rid of them, and they just seem to constantly attack it. I mean, it is, I think, plum specific aphids. I mean, the bees obviously like getting on here to get the sticky dew from them on there. Still loads and loads of plums on the tree, but I am concerned about the state of it, because I've tried washing them off, I've tried spraying, I've tried so many things, and I don't want to go down the route of using pesticides and things. I'm just hoping that it doesn't hurt the plums too much. The fig has got a few on there, but it doesn't seem to bother the fig particularly. And we have got quite a few figs up there. I've also got plenty of hanging baskets now with the tumbling toms, which are again doing okay. I've got that basket and the one over here. So that seems to be doing fine. And there's little A-frame, which nothing grows in the bottom at the moment, but these were the spring onions from the autumn, and they're just about starting to becoming a little bit better now. And we've still got some salad leaves in there also. This was the celery that was dying the other week. It looked really, really bad, but leaving it out here in a shady spot, let the rain get at it, pulled off the dead leaves, and it's not looking too bad. So if that survives, that will be great. So don't give up. Never, even when things look like they're dying, never give up. Just a quick look in the little workroom, potting room, whatever, upstairs at the hydroponic system that I planted, just to show you what actually happened with that at the end of everything. I mean, here I've got just some lettuce leaves and things growing here ready to go out where there's space, which there is space, so I will find places for them to go when they grow a bit. And what happened in the hydroponics? Well, obviously the tomato did really well. The only thing I'll say about the tomato is it takes up such a lot of space that if you're going to grow the tomatoes in here, perhaps it's a good idea not to grow much else with it, because it does take up a hell of a lot of space. I took out the garlic chives at the back and planted them outside with them being a perennial. I just started them off and they went outside. And I also took out the basil and potted that in its own pot, because that was going to get buried by the tomatoes, so I took that out. Also, what I did grow in the back there, which I've still got some of, is some dill. Now, I wouldn't recommend growing dill in the hydroponic system. It just gets way out of hand, so that's something I would not grow again. Oregano grows fine. You can leave that in, and you can grow obviously basil if you don't put a tomato in that swamps it. And coriander, that grew fine as well. So you can sort of grow those sort of things. Cumin, no, because again that grows too tall and leggy, so that's really not what I'd want. And I don't think, what else was there? So I took other things out that would become too much of a problem. So here, the parsley. I took the parsley out. I mean, you can grow the parsley in there. That grew all right, but I took it out to put it outside. to make room again, because the tomato plant was taking up so much room, and it's got I mean, it's getting towards the end now, but it has had some tomatoes on it, so I have taken a few off them. Whether it's worthwhile growing like this, I really don't know, but I think it's better for herbs. It's better for herbs that don't grow too tall, and you learn by the experiences that you have. So for me, I would say probably leave the tomatoes out and just grow herbs. Grow the basil, grow the coriander, grow the parsley, and probably the oregano too. So I would probably just stick to simple herbs like that and not bother with ones that grow particularly large. But that all depends, of course, what you want to eat. So you could just have a tomato in there and leave it at that. So at the moment everything's doing okay. Like I say, some failures, like the carrots and the beetroot, failed miserably. The strawberry should have been covered, but we'll see how they go. The same with the spinach. But there's always something else to take their place. So I shall just grow some more seeds of different varieties and put them in. I really don't want to have to spend too much time on any particular crop. I just want them the easiest things to grow in the garden. So if they don't work, then I just plant something else that does. If they get attacked by pests, if it becomes too much of a problem, then I just don't grow them again. That's because there are lots of other fruit and veg that you can grow. And so if you do have problems with any kind of vegetables, I mean, it's like brassicas. I can't grow brassicas. There's no point in that because they get decimated, and it's not worth taking up my time trying to protect the few cabbages I could have grown when I could plant something else that's a bit more pest hardy. The only things I will try and protect and do is kale for the winter months, because that will take me through the winter months, so I do try and look after that when I start growing that one. But this is just a short video just to show really how the garden has progressed from May to this, and hopefully in the next video, like I say, I'll be harvesting something, so we'll see exactly what I get and if I get much at all. So I'll see you in that next video in a couple of weeks' time. Okay, thank you for watching, veg lovers. Bye.